This video is about a commonly used scheme by NFL offenses called the hide concept, usually under center play action with run action to one side of the formation and a quarterback booting in the opposite direction. And that's not the case in every one of these plays I'll show you. I think I've got 5 queued up and I'll give you a few variations, but just note the hide terminology, at least that I use, there's different names for it, means that a tight end is running behind the heels of the offensive line in the opposite direction that the running back play fake went. This particular variation is somewhat antagonistic to what I just described. The tight end is not going to be the player who's running the hide concept. It's going to be a wide receiver. This is a NFL preseason action from 2024. Also somewhat different from what I just described in that the running back, illustrated by the blue arrow, is going out into the flats in the same direction that the quarterback reverse pivots. In this case, it's Bo Nix, his rookie season. In the preseason, Tim Patrick, illustrated by the orange arrow there, is going to be wide open. Now, whether you do it with a cheat aspect like this, with the running back, quarterback flowing in the same direction, or opposite of what I just drew up with the running back going there and the quarterback booting in the opposite direction, normally you're going to get the play side defensive end unblocked, whether it's play action or in this case, what some would call full flow, or the running back fast to the flats. That's not where Bo Nix throws the football. It's actually a quite impressive throw, if you ask me, for him. Moving to his right, bringing that route, bringing that ball back to Tim Patrick for his first touchdown in, I think, over 2 years. Some 2023 film from really the same exact formation. It's 11 personnel, so you've got one tight end on the field, one wide receiver, but they're in the same alignment in the slot. 11 personnel ace. And this time the tight end is actually going to run the hide concept, a little bit more typical usage. Additional to that, the running back, Christian McCaffrey, is going opposite of the tight end's flow. There's the play action fake, and you can see that you've got man on the 2 wide receivers, the 2 stand-ups. I believe it's Zion McCollum or perhaps Lavonte David that allows the tight end to get out into the flats wide open. Pretty huge gain. I'll give you the end zone angle in a minute so you can see the horizontal conflict that is compounding the run-pass conflict. So what I mean is the initial flow of this play looks like a run play. So you have run and pass conflict, but it's also horizontal in nature, and that McCaffrey is going one direction and the tight end is going in the other. It could be split zone, and that's one of the reasons why you're able to hold defenders a little bit longer sometimes. You'll see a really great view here, the duality of the conflict with the run pass and the horizontal nature as the tight end runs along the heels of the offensive line to get out into the flats. I think, like I said, it's either Zion McCollum or Lavonte David. McCollum, I think his rookie year there, he's turned into a fantastic player for the Bucs, but in this case, one of those 2 guys allowed the tight end to get into the flats unabated. Regular season film from last year, it's either 11 or 20 personnel. I'm not sure whether the Broncos would designate that guy as a tight end or a fullback, but in any case, he's in the tight end position. Slot to the right, the bunch formation, running back set to the other. There's slightly less horizontal conflict here out of the shotgun. The running back's path is drawn up with the blue arrow once again, tight end / fullback, whatever you want to call him, out into the flats. This is really just waggle, meaning it's foundational by creating horizontal conflict and run pass conflict at the same time. You can see there's a zone read look to this. Additional to that, the Chargers are playing a zone defense. The corner is just sitting in the flats to accept the route from the fullback and or tight end, whatever they call him. But in this case, a really nice throw from Bo Nix on the run again to the wide receiver, the X, the stand-up, who lined up to the side that the hide action tight end / fullback flowed to. Another cover 2 answer by the defense. Now, this is an unsuccessful version. I think CJ Stroud perhaps messes this up here. But I think I use this one because the angle really illustrates the over-under nature that can be kind of tagged onto this. You'll see Marlon Humphrey, the nickel defender for the Ravens, put in tremendous conflict as the run action or the running back goes away from him, illustrated once again by the blue arrow. And then we're focusing on the orange route by the tight end, the hide concept, and then an over route by the Z receiver down here to the bottom side of our screen. When I say over-under, what I'm talking about is Humphrey has no good option here. Either one of those players is going to be open. Now, I suspect that because C.J. Stroud turned in the opposite direction of the running back, who cares who's wrong? One of them is. He just gets the ball into the flats as quickly as possible to the tight end because the Ravens are playing cover 2-ish Brandon Stevens was there for a quick tackle and hold him to a 1-yard gain. The over-under nature of the routes that I described, once again, you see the tight end from the end zone angle is running the hide concept, and the receiver running the over route over top of the linebacker level. Those guys are all flowing with the run action. So at least from what I was taught, calling it an over route means that he's running the route over the top of the second level defenders behind them, which creates that high-low conflict for Marlon Humphrey once he tries to get out here and match either the tight end's route or settle underneath that over route. Most teams, as I said earlier, either use the tight end or a wide receiver who's in the slot. And then you have these crazy SOBs like the Rams. The Ravens have done it occasionally, even the Jets, that'll utilize the X receiver. This is how you know that you're an expert at something, when you add little wrinkles that possibly make it more difficult for your team. And this doesn't end up working out for the Rams, but I've seen them execute this before. This is kind of quintessential stuff for the Rams, except for the fact that they're in 12 personnel, which is quite rare. So the run action by the tailback is following Puka Nacua, which Sean McVay commonly does, has a receiver go in motion and then run action underneath of that, inside of that sometimes as a lead blocker. And then this is the X receiver, Demarcus Robinson, I think 2023 film, and that spot shadow up at the top was Devin Witherspoon, who's in on the tackle. You can see how it changes the angle for the X receiver. All of this action working this way, and then running behind these guys. He kind of has to bow this out a little bit. Additional to that, one of the inside linebackers for the Seahawks, I think it's Jordan Brooks, who's since left the team, gets immediate pressure on Stafford and really makes it a much more difficult throw for him than these hide concepts or play action boots often are. Like I said, it's a 12 personnel group, full flow with the offensive line and the running back. This tight end is going out in a route, and that's part of the reason why Brooks gets into the quarterback's face unabated so quickly. There's Demarcus Robinson sliding out into the flat. Stafford has to throw it a little quicker than perhaps he would want to. Witherspoon is actually off screen to our left right here. We don't see him, but he shows up quickly as usual, and in this case makes a stop for a short gain. Probably one of my favorite concepts to see an NFL team run from an under center position, whether it's to the field, the boundary. Some quarterbacks obviously throw it better moving to the right, they're right-handed, than they do moving to the left. That's what makes a couple of these Bo Nix throws that I showed you so impressive to me. I do have 3 more of Matt Stafford and the Rams running it, but I'd like to do perhaps a standalone video on how they use the hide concept off of the run action to really present almost too much horizontal conflict for NFL defenses to handle unless they're rolling a safety down, possibly making them more susceptible to the pass. In any case, if you enjoy these shorter videos that explore NFL concepts or play calls, please let me know in the comment section, number 1. Number 2, please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media if you'd like to see my work get more reach.